Hey guys, what's going on? So today I have an album review for Liturgy with Dawn of Ash. No, not that Liturgy. Not the Liturgy you're thinking of. This is a brutal death metal Liturgy supergroup of Brodican with Maddie Way from every band ever on vocals. So just by knowing that, you'll know it's going to be sick if you like those bands. This came out in 2004, I want to say, on Unmatched Brutality, which of course is Brodican's label, so that makes sense. And in my opinion, this is basically just a spiritual successor to the last Brodican album that they released, Methods of Execution. It's pretty much that style mixed with Cinerary, which was Maddie Way's project before he was in this, which is kind of a more slammy, groovy sort of thing. So it's really raw, blasty shit. It sounds just like Brodican instrumentally, but there's also a lot of like chugs and stuff. So it just sounds raw and dirty, which I'll talk about it more. Also random, but I'd like to point out I got a new Defeated Sanity flag with the new album back there, so that's really sick. I still have my Devourment flag up, it's just in a different spot in my room. Completely off topic, just thought I'd explain that. Anyways, I always thought this album cover was kind of weak. Not too huge on their logo either. I know there's some redone art, I think that looks a lot better. I don't know if there's any CD pressings of it though, I don't know if it's just digital or what. But there's the spine, and there's the back of the track listing. Of course, this just has like anti-religious lyrics. You've got Shrine of Moria, Shrouded in Suffering, Scars of the Saints, Dawn of Ash, Worship in Size, The Bishop's Gathering, Wounds of Christ, Solemn, The Acolyte's Exoneration, and then there's a Disgorge cover and a Brodican cover. So for the Disgorge cover, you got Cognitive Lust and Mutilation, and the Brodican one is Infested with Worms, which is sick, because Infested with Worms, that's one of my favorite Brodican songs, and of course Cognitive Lust and Mutilation is sick. I prefer the originals, both versions of those songs, but it's still cool to hear Liturgy do them. I really like that disc art. That probably would have been a cooler album cover in my opinion. But yeah, it's so funny. This is one of those bands where, or this is a band where it's like you always have to explain that it's not the shitty black metal Liturgy. But anyways, there's a picture of the band. I always thought it was kind of funny how Maddie Way's wearing a Burzum shirt. It's very out of character, kind of. I don't know. There's just lyrics and stuff, and you know the order for them. And of course, like in every Unmatched Brutality CD, you have like the shitty graphics of like the shirts, like very old school. It's funny. Anyways, production-wise, this sounds a lot like Methods of Execution, but better in my opinion. It has a punchier sort of sound to it. Methods of Execution has a very thin, dirty, kind of like rusty sounding guitar tone, and that's the best way I can explain it. That's the sort of imagery it brings to mind. It just sounds rusty and like dirty and like thin. Liturgy has that kind of guitar tone, but the drums and the bass are a lot punchier, and I just think production-wise this sounds a lot better than Methods of Execution. It's like a better version of that production-wise. On YouTube, this album sounds like shit, even on like the Topic quality videos, but the actual CD sounds a lot bassier and heavier. So if you hear this on YouTube and you think the production is awful, don't be so quick to judge. The CD sounds a lot better, like significantly different. I don't know if it's just me. But anyways, it has a lot of, like, I don't want to say slams because they don't sound like that groovy, but they're still like catchy, like chugs and stuff that are really heavy. Kind of like you would hear in Disgorge or Brodican, but maybe just a tiny bit bouncier. The blast beats are ridiculous, just fluttering fucking snare. It's not the pingiest snare, it's not quite like Brodican level snare, but pretty close. It's got a little bit more of a like, I don't want to say papery, but it's like a thin sounding snare, but it's got a lot of punch to it. Same with the kicks. The kicks are super punchy on here. The bass is pretty much inaudible. There's a few parts though where it is, like in the cover of Cognitive Lust and Mutilation, there's the bass break, which isn't as good as on the Disgorge version. It seems like they changed it, but it's still cool. Maddie Way's vocals are just fucking ridiculous on here, of course. He's like one of the best brutal death metal vocalists ever. Just fucking maniacal. I think this is where he really, this and Cinerary are really where he found his sound that he would kind of keep over the years. So if you listen to like Sheila Gutted or Cranial Implement, his vocals sound a lot lower than they do on like say like Abominable Putridity or something. But this is like the Maddie Way that like, this is like signature Maddie Way, at least. It's like his like modern sort of vocal style. I prefer the earlier Maddie Way stuff, but his vocals are still amazing on here though. Just all over the place. Super fucking energetic, noisy, brutal shit. It's kind of a difficult album to review because a lot of this blasty shit, like really technical shit that I really like, it's It's very dense. That was so bad. And all I can really say is that if you are a fan of that style, like Disgorge and Brodekin, you'll like this because it's literally just a mix of those two. I don't know. I feel like if this band had a cooler... Okay, if they had a cooler album cover and logo and their name wasn't associated with a shitty hipster band, then this would be super, like, a lot more popular. I still see people repping Liturgy, but I don't know. This is just a really cool super group sort of brutal death metal album. It's not my favorite album ever. I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. It's really damn good, but not the best. There's a few, like, interludes. I think there's one before the covers at the end that's a little long. Like, it's just like a ambient sort of sample. There's a few parts on here that, like, the riffs remind me a lot of Methods of Execution from Brodekin, which makes sense because that came out like the year before this, where they're like slightly melodic, not in like a melodic death metal sort of way, but they have this weird sort of like epic kind of sound to them. I don't know, but they're really fucking cool. Overall, I would say this is 8 out of 10. This is just a short little review. There's not much I can say about this album. It's just crazy, blasty, fucking whirlwind of chaos. I don't know. If you like Brodekin, you'll like this. If you like Disgorge, you'll like this. Jamie Bailey from Brodekin does have some backup vocals on here, but it's primarily Maddie Way that you'll be hearing on this. But yeah, there's just a lot of like pinch harmonics, crazy blast beats, technical, kind of chromatic riffs, and also some chugs. Bass pretty much follows the guitars. What else can I say? If you like that style of real death metal, you'll definitely like this. There's nothing really bad about this release at all, honestly. Besides, like I said, those interludes, but that's not even that big a deal. But yeah, 8 out of 10, Liturgy with Donna Ash. Go listen to it if you haven't. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.